I received a call today from an executor inside of a will that I made. So the will was made a couple of years ago, and the person that contacted me today is the named executor in the will. And this is something we wanted to ask me about the role of the executor. Now, the work that I did for this particular client, the executor is not my client. The work that I did for the client was a trust, some advance directive, and a last will and testament as well. Those documents. Now, the executor called me and I said, did Miss Smith pass away? So, something like that. That wasn't my first question, but I did want to know who this person was. And I asked if the person that was my client had passed away. I said, I could give you some general information, possibly that would be specific to the role of executor, but not specific information about the client. I would need the client to authorize me to speak to you as the executor. The circumstance is that this person that had been my client is now gravely ill. So I gave information about what an executor would do, that there's no present day role. The role is after the passing of a person, not specific to my client. Generally, what does an executor do? The way that I had done the legal work is that a house, property, bank account, certain things were going to be retitled, retitled or funded into the trust. If that work had been done properly, and if the client had taken any after purchase assets, well, then the executor conceivably will have no role because there will be no probatable asset. That's the idea. We created a trust so that the family would not have to go to the surrogate's court to probate the will. I don't know actually if that's the way this will transpire, but I said, certainly, I'm sorry for your circumstance, for your sibling, and if there's anything I could do, provide you information, if there's any confusion, any reach back out. I don't know if I said this or I just thought it, is that when I was contacted, I said, I need permission. I needed my client to advise me that I can speak to you about the circumstances involved in this work. So not to be rude, I gave information about what an executor does, not with a specific reference to this person. What does an executor have to do? Well, they have to identify if there are assets individually in the name of the person, the decedent. They have to have the original will and file it with court, prepare and complete a petition for probate, secure letters testamentary, and then marshal any assets, fill out an inventory, pay a fee to the court, and then distribute the assets pursuant to the will. Now, this will would probably say, I did it simultaneously with the trust. If I should have, it says more than this, like pertinent paragraph for this video is, should I die owning an asset, a property, a bank account in my name, sweep it over into the trust, sweeps over, pours over. If you need any information, you'd like to hire my office, do an estate, to do a will or a trust, reach out. If you're in a circumstance where you need an administration or a probate, reach out. We will assist. We'll be there for you.